Hello everyone, and welcome back to the video playlist where Chad talks about games and shares his experiences and hopes that you'll share your experiences too and just really enjoy video games. I'll work on the title. That's probably not a good one. But in any case, I don't know if this is when the video is actually going to get published on YouTube, but I am recording this on April 1st, which is also known as April Fool's Day. Now, I personally hate April Fool's Day because people always take their jokes just too far to where they're super not funny, but it's a day where everyone feels that they're just super clever. Ooh, let's make them fall for this. Let's tell someone that they went and tagged their car. So they get super upset and go see it and they're like, they didn't tag my car. But it's just a time when people just think, oh, we're gonna pull the wool over someone's eyes. And it got me thinking about times in games where I felt super clever. So today that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about times that video games made us feel super clever, times that we felt clever in video games. Do you have any times where you felt especially clever when playing a video game? Share the comment down below and we will feature it in a future video. So without further ado, here is Chad, and here he is to talk about a time, or several times in fact, where he felt very clever while playing video games. All right, so a time that a video game made me feel, I'm gonna say pretty darn clever. I'm not gonna lie though, I had the help of the interwebs, because it's the 21st century and I can do that. But that was in Kingdom Come Deliverance. But yes, I know I've already talked about that game, but as we've already established, this is my video series. I can talk about the same game if I want to. Now in Kingdom Come Deliverance, there's a mission where there's a series where you're trying to infiltrate this bandit group. And there's a guy that's on the run from the bandit group, and in order to be trusted by the bandits, you have to kill this guy. The only problem is the guy that they're chasing has decided to devote his life and become a monk in a monastery. And believe it or not, in what is this, the 1600s, the 1500s when this takes place? It's kind of considered a bad thing to kill a monk. I mean, it's probably still to this day considered a bad thing to kill a monk, but it was super a bad thing to do to kill a monk back then. You get excommunicated, and because Catholicism's a big thing, it's kind of a major deal. So killing monks are that's kind of a don't really do that, but you gotta do it if you want to become a part of this quest. So what you're supposed to do on this mission is literally become a monk. You are supposed to become a monk. You lose all of your equipment, you lose your ability to save, you lose everything. You lose all of your weapons, truly everything. You have to become a monk. You have to go to prayer and go into dinner and do your studies, and you have this 1 hour window to meet the other novices and determine who it is, because you don't know who of the novices it is that's the person you're supposed to kill. You're supposed to investigate and figure it out. And it's a really tough quest. And I mean, bravo to the developers of Kingdom Come Deliverance for making such an intricate quest. But you've got basic people like me who don't have the attention span for that. And so I had to do something else. I could not become a monk, go to prayer for all the day, and just I couldn't do it. Wasn't for me. So I had to try to figure out another way to do it. And here's the thing, is if you kill him in front of the other monks, I'm pretty sure it affects your game in some way. You get excommunicated for sure. I don't know what impact that has, but I'm pretty sure it's don't do that. That's something you don't want to do. So not only do you have to kill this guy, but you have to kill him, and the monks can't find out, the monks can't find him, and you can't break in because all the doors to the monastery are locked. And so I figured out what I thought was a really clever way to complete this mission. Now, granted, it did involve me Googling who the guy was, because I wasn't about to sit there and just kill every single person there, because I don't know, that seems a little much. So once I figured out who the guy was, which I won't say who it is, spoilers for, well, I might show it on screen. So anyways, spoilers for Kingdom Come Deliverance I went up to the top of this construction piece on the monastery, and I learned that there was a point that if you jumped off of it at night, you could land on the roof of the monastery and roll down the side of the roof and land in the courtyard of the monastery. Now make sure if you do this, by the way, that you have plenty of bandages, because your boy's your boy Henry's not going to be feeling great after he has just tumbled down like this. So what I did was I did that. I took off like all of my clothes because as in like Skyrim or any other game, we're like, you're not really a super sneaky person, but you got to sneak, you got to go naked, right? You got to be naked. So I took off all of my clothes and I like snuck in and I knew where the key was that let you out. It was hidden in like the pantry. So I snuck into the pantry, past the guards that are walking around, the guard monks that are walking around, grab the key. And then I go upstairs to where the novices are sleeping and you have to choke out like every single monk that's in there. Which yeah, doesn't sound great. But they don't know that it's you. Like you don't kill. You just knock them out a little bit. So you have to like knock out all the monks. Otherwise they're gonna know like whenever you leave. So you go up and you like systematically start to knock out the monks. And it is time they will wake up. So you knock them all out and then you find your boy, the one that you're supposed to capture. You do that to him too. You knock him out too. And then you grab him. And I carried him, again, past all of the monks that I had knocked out, through the courtyard, out the front door of the monastery. And then there's, unfortunately, not just monk guards this time. This is like city guards, like people with swords that are like gonna mess you up. Tried to sneak past all of the patrolling guards. And there's a nice little lake out right by the monastery. You take him out there and you just give him a nice little stab. That's all you gotta do. Just give him a nice little stab. And you have to like hide the body because if someone finds him, then you're gonna get in trouble because you killed a monk. Then you gotta hide the body. So you like throw the body into the lake, or you could just hide him somewhere. I guess you'd carry him away, but that seems like a lot of work. So my options were, I could become a monk or I could become James Bond. Seems like a pretty obvious choice in my book. So no, I snuck in and I snuck around all super sneaky like, and I may have like punched out a bunch of monks, but I didn't kill a bunch of monks. So like that's something, right? But anyways, I thought that was a pretty clever way to get around what is like, I mean, an incredibly clever quest, but also a very tedious one. So I thought I was pretty clever to come up with that nice little workaround. And it was pretty fun too, to like see how we could break the game. So yeah, no, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing that. All right, the next time that I felt really clever was in Fallout 4. And I don't know if looking back, like I felt really clever at the time. I don't necessarily think it was that clever anymore, to be completely honest. But so if you're not aware of what Fallout 4 is, which hopefully you are, or else where have you been? Do you even game, bro? It is a post-nuclear apocalypse. And whenever you start the game, you become part of the Minutemen. And they're like the guys that are the protectors of freedom and justice in the wasteland, the Commonwealth wasteland. Basically like the Jedi of the wasteland. They go around and they help people and they protect people. Cool. Super awesome. And you basically look like a revolutionary from the 1700s. But in any case, there's a point, like you start helping people and you go around and you do these missions for the Minutemen and you recruit different settlements. And people come to your aid and you can get like this flare gun that you can shoot up into the air. Minutemen will come to your aid if you need help. They're not actually that good. Preston Garvey, potentially the most annoying companion you can have, can follow you around, but there's a point when you've done enough Minutemen side quests that he says it's time to take back the castle. And if you talk to Preston Garvey, it's all he'll say. It's time to take back the castle. General, are you ready to take back the castle? We need to take back the castle. And it's super annoying. So like, you've just got to do it. Like you've got to take back the castle, which you should, by the way. There is some awesome payout. One, you get artillery, which is super cool. Not the most effective thing, but it's super awesome. Like you can literally call in an artillery strike and you can build these at any settlement. So there's definitely like payouts from doing it. Plus it's just awesome. You get to literally take a fort and then you get a fort. Like who doesn't want a fort? So you go there and there's all these Minutemen and you're supposed to retake the castle and it's infested with a bunch of Mirelurks. Now Mirelurks, while annoying, are not like super scary. Just like, I don't know, shoot them not in the shell and you're gonna be fine. I was playing on like hard difficulty. So I mean, it wasn't the easiest thing that I've ever done, to be honest, but you got the Minutemen there helping you, and it's like not terrible. And then after you kill all of the Mirelurks, like, all right, now we gotta go squash all these eggs. There's all these like little nasty Mirelurk eggs everywhere. Like, we gotta go smash all these eggs. And it's like, okay, I guess that means like we basically won, right? Like we've killed all the Mirelurks. All we gotta do is like break the eggs and game, set, match. We get the castle, right? Boy, could that not be any more false. As you go around and you start smashing all of these eggs, you make Mom unhappy. And Mama Mirelurk, otherwise known as the Mirelurk Queen, comes out of the bay and just decides to really F you up. And here's the thing is, I don't know that I was high enough level or really prepared for this battle. Like, I had my minigun that you get at the beginning of the game. I had like a 4-crank laser musket. I don't know, I had some guns. Like, and they weren't all trash, but like, I could not make a dent in this Mirelurk Queen, and I could not kill her. I struggled so hard. Insert the people in the comments like, I killed her on the first try. You're so bad. Screw you. I could not kill the Mirelurk Queen. And so what I did was reloaded an old save before and by the way, Preston Garvey was not allowed to be my companion anymore because I couldn't hear him say, we have to take back the castle. I went to the castle. I found it myself because I don't think you get a quest marker until you like start the quest. I went there myself, found where it was, and there's still all of the Mirelurks and stuff. And I ended up clearing out all of the Mirelurks myself because it turns out that the Minutemen don't, other than just like our other targets for them to attack, they don't do a whole lot for you. So I killed all the Mirelurks myself, which once again we said wasn't really the problem. And all that's left is the Queen. And the Queen, whether or not you're doing the quest, will come out if you start breaking the eggs. So what I did secretly, I had started practicing my crafting. And I had started crafting or buying or finding, I can't remember which, bottle cap mines. Now, if you're not aware, bottle cap mines are, I'm pretty sure, the most powerful explosive mine in Fallout 4. And because I had just been wrecked by the Mirelurk Queen, I knew where she was going to come from. So I felt pretty clever in that before I did anything, I walked over to the little break in the wall where I knew she was going to walk, and I just set down like 15 bottle cap mines. I mean, we're talking, there were bottle cap mines for days. Set down like 15 bottle cap mines, and then I just go on my merry way, just shooting all of the eggs. I mean, insert like, wouldn't it be nice by the Beach Boys from the Fallout 76 commercial. Like, I can't actually play that for copyright reasons, but like, just imagine I'm just the happiest boy ever, just shooting them all, and I hear this Mirelurk Queen wake up, and she's like, I'm gonna kill you. And she like walks up, and I'm like, oh, good, I'm gonna die. But no, I'm not, because she walks right through that break in the wall. And I'm gonna say it just about like crashed my PlayStation, because believe it or not, my PlayStation didn't like the simultaneous explosion of like 15 bottle cap mines. But alas, it was extremely effective. And yeah, the Mirelurk Queen died instantly, and I didn't have to worry about it. And that's about all there was to it. I felt incredibly clever. I mean, it's just a basic trap. Should I feel clever about it? Maybe not. But I was, what, 16 when that game came out? I felt pretty clever. So yeah, trapping or tricking, I don't know, laying a trap for the Mirelurk Queen at the castle. Made me feel pretty clever, I'm not gonna lie. Our last video was about massive mistakes in video games, and you guys had a story to share. Lozi Maganegro says, on Kotor, I made my second character neutral without knowing that the final clothing depended on whether you were dark or light side. I also made the mistake of not having any ability to break the bodies that Malik uses to heal himself, so I had to beat him head on every single time he rehealed. Lozi, or Lozi, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, I do apologize. I feel that on a very spiritual level, because I didn't know, like the first several times I played through the game, that the Starforge robes were even a thing you could get. And then after that, I also have multiple times on playthroughs, even when I knew better, made the mistake of not having a power that could deal with the stasis field body. So you're definitely not alone in that, but those are some massive mistakes that one could make when playing the game. All right, my next entry is, oh, I was really proud of this one. Like, I truly felt clever. I truly felt really, really clever on this one. So if you guys aren't aware of the game Civilization 6, you should be. It's a great game. It's like a historical, like turn-based strategy game where you get to pick a civilization. You want to grow your civilization to like be the best civilization. Like you could be the Aztecs, or you could be like, you could be George Washington and the Americans, or you can be Rome. Like you can be all these different civilizations across all different spans of time. And I can't remember what civilization I was playing as, but I was playing with my friend Ann. We were playing Civilization 6 online together. And here's an important thing about whenever we played Civilization 6 online, is we weren't on a team. Like we weren't there is a team option where you can set yourself to be like team 1. We were not a team, and for like really good reason, because like if you set yourself as a team, you share a lot of things. Like you share your overall score, which makes the game really easy. You share your tech tree, I'm pretty sure. Again, makes the game almost trivial. You share, I don't remember what else you share. You can like trade resources for free. And a big thing is like whenever you declare war on someone, it automatically declares war for the other person. So like if I was ready for war, I had my military ready and Andy was not ready yet, like it would totally screw him over if I declared war. So what we always did whenever we played Civilization 6 together is we had this like unwritten rule that whenever we decided that we were going to play, we were unofficial allies. And we weren't going to attack each other. We would come to each other's aid if we were ever in a war and we could help. We were in a position to help each other. But otherwise, and we would trade luxury resources, strategic resources, but otherwise, like, we would leave each other alone. We weren't sitting out there griefing each other because, like, here's the thing. Civilization 6 is a long game. Like, a game is going to last more than, like, one gaming session. Like, we're talking, like, it's a 10-hour, like, for one game, most likely. And so like if you mess the other person up, then it just turns into a single player game, and like where's the fun in that? So we never attacked each other until it got to like the end of the game, where we had either like just destroyed every other civilization, or it was just abundantly clear that like it was over. It was between us. And so we were playing, and I just distinctly remember we were at that point. We had hit the point where it was just abundantly clear that the game was over, that it was down to us two. And we were sitting there, and we hadn't like talked about attacking each other yet. Like it hadn't come up. We both knew that we were probably both sitting there secretly plotting how we were going to finish off the other person, but we hadn't actually discussed it yet. We hadn't talked about what the rules were going to be for war or anything like that. And finally, on one turn, Andy says, "Chad, I'm so sorry to do this to you, man." And I knew what was coming, and it was a nuclear weapon. And at my capital, he sure enough fired a nuclear weapon and wasted my capital and like all of the tiles around my capital. But then, and this is the clever bit, I said, "Andy, so sorry, man, that you started this, because I'm gonna finish it." Because what Andy didn't know is for like the past 150 turns, like we are talking, I had spent like 4 hours preparing for this moment. I had no military, and I don't know if Andy knew that, and he was just like, I was making like all the money and I was just going purely into infrastructure. I didn't have much of a military. Like I had some land forces, enough to like be kind of dangerous and defend myself, but nothing to like go on a massive conquering spree, which is why he probably thought it was easy to take care of me. And that's because I had spent all of my time also creating nuclear weapons. And he probably anticipated that, but the thing he didn't anticipate was I had spent roughly 80 or 90 turns and all of my gold creating and buying nuclear submarines. Submarines are not visible to the enemy unless they are within like 1 or 2 tiles of that ship. And I had loaded them all with, I think you can put 2 nuclear missiles on each one, and strategically placed them around his continent. And so as soon as he launched that nuke on my capital, he was like, "I'm sorry, Chad, but it's time. I have to do this to you." I said, "Andy, I'm glad that you fired the first shot. because now I have to do this to you. And I probably had 20 nukes, and I am not entirely sure there was any part of his continent that was not covered in nuclear fallout. I nuked every single city that he had. It destroyed every city that he had. It destroyed every improvement that he had. It destroyed like every unit, every military unit that he had, every worker that he had. Every single thing that he had was gone in one turn. And I had been building up for this moment for so long, and he only had one nuke, and he thought nuking my capital was going to be the thing that killed me. And then it was over, because then he couldn't make money because all of his improvements were destroyed. He had no workers to clear up any of the radiation, and it was game over. So I truly felt incredibly clever whenever I one-upped Andy. It felt really good. I mean, he got me back in other games, but that was the one time where I felt really, really devious, and it felt really good. So the last time that people thought they were really clever, this one's not about me, is I was playing Sea of Thieves with several of my friends. I think I was playing with my friend Kyle, Eli, and my friend Curtis. I think those were the three, or it may have been Eric. I can't remember. You don't know any of these people, so it doesn't matter to you. I was playing Sea of Thieves. We had a galleon. We were out just messing around. And here's one thing you should know about Sea of Thieves. This video is inspired by April Fool's Day. And this is a game where there are so many things you can do to troll each other. Like, you can get really super drunk off of all of your ale and then throw up on each other's face. And it's just like got this nasty like barf coming down your screen. You can set people on fire. Like, there's so many things you can do to prank each other. And this is not going to be a long entry, but it was the one time that all of my friends just thought they were just so clever. We were playing, we had just gotten all of our loot, and we were like, let's go back. We sold all our loot, and we weren't sure if we wanted to be done yet. Like, we weren't sure. And so they decided, I don't remember if they were saying this out loud or not, but they're like, hey, let's lock Chad in the brig. And if you don't know, what you can do is there's a way in the game that you can vote someone in the brig. If they're like, I guess being bad, I don't know. Those mothers, they locked me in the brig, which is something you cannot get out of. You physically cannot get out of the brig until your teammates let you out. It was unanimously voted that I got put in the brig, and there was nothing I could do. So like, we're sitting at an outpost, like the sanctuary in Sea of Thieves, which is still not a sanctuary because there's nowhere safe in the Sea of Thieves. We're sitting there anchored, and I am now trapped in the brig. And it was super not fun. And then like, they come down and like, we're gonna let you out, just kidding. And then like, I think at one point Kyle came down and his character had been drinking his ale, and then I'm sitting there and he throws up on me, or he throws up into a bucket, and then throws the bucket of like vomit on me, on my character. And then like at one point they finally decide, okay, I think we're done playing. So they walk down and they set the ship on fire. And so the ship is now on fire all around us. And they get off the boat, except one of them. I think it was Eli. Stays on the boat, and he starts like playing the accordion. He just starts playing the accordion and just having a great old time and dancing in front of me as I'm stuck in a brig with vomit on my face, and the ship is burning around me. And he stays on the ship with me while I'm in the brig until the ship literally begins to sink. And the ship sinks, and I'm still stuck in the brig. And like, I'm sitting there like swimming to the top, like trying to like breathe at the top of until it's just like, nah, it's game over. Like, you're out. And so, yeah, my friends thought they were incredibly clever when they locked me in the brig and just did all sorts of horrible things to me. Which if that had been on April Fool's Day, it would have been like the perfect April Fool's joke. But no, they got me good. Was it fun at the time? not especially. It's kind of like one of those April Fool's jokes where like maybe it went a little too far, but now looking back, like it's pretty hilarious. So if you need something to do to like pick on your friends, maybe don't like make it last super long, but like a good little like brig lockdown. It was pretty entertaining, I won't lie. All right, and that's going to wrap up our video on 4 different times that we felt really clever when playing video games. Once again, if you have any sort of stories about when you felt especially clever, leave them down in the comments below and we'll feature them in a future video. While you're at it, make sure if you made it this far, you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Also make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notifications for any new videos, live streams, or any new list videos of a name that I will pick out later. Thank you guys for watching and have a great rest of your day.